Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever used a credit card, which is, let's be honest, probably all of us, you know how easy it is to swipe, tap, and move on with your day. But what you might not realize is some of the smallest habits can turn into the biggest financial headaches down the line. Today, we're going to talk about 5 credit card mistakes you might be making right now without even realizing it. So stick around because by the end of the video, you'll know exactly what to avoid, how to protect your wallet, and how to make credit cards work for you and not against you. The first mistake a lot of people are making is only paying the minimum balance every month. Now I get it. You see that statement and it says minimum due $35 and you think, well, that's manageable, and you move on. Unfortunately, that's exactly what credit card companies want you to think. When you only pay the minimum, you're basically inviting interest to set up camp on your balance and stay for a very, very long time. Credit card interest rates are notoriously high. We're talking about averages around 20% and in many cases even higher than that. That means if you owe $2,000 and you only pay the minimum, it could take literally years to pay off. And you could end up paying hundreds or even thousands more in interest than what you originally spent. Paying the minimum balance is also a slippery slope to missing a payment. Even if you're just a few days late, the fees kick in, and once you're 30 days past due, it generally gets reported to the credit bureaus, and then boom, your score drops faster than a phone without a case. If you really want to get ahead, the goal should always be to pay off your statement balance in full every month. And if that's not possible right now, it's critical to pay off as much as you can over the minimum. Every extra dollar that you send will reduce the amount of interest that you'll owe later. And trust me, your future self will thank you for it. The second mistake is ignoring your credit utilization ratio. Now, if you're thinking credit util what now? You're not alone. Most people are blissfully unaware that this one factor makes up a large portion of their overall credit score. Here's a simple way to think about it. If you have a credit card with a $5,000 limit and you have a $2,500 balance, you're using 50% of your available credit. And even if you pay on time, carrying that high balance relative to your limit can make lenders nervous. It signals you might be relying too heavily on credit, which can hurt your score. Ideally, you want to keep your credit utilization below 30%. If you can get it under 10%, even better. Keeping your balances low shows lenders that you're managing your credit responsibly. One trick is to pay down your balance before your statement closing date, not just by the due date. That way, the balance that gets reported to the credit bureaus is lower, which directly helps your score. Another smart move is to ask for a credit limit increase, but only if you can resist the temptation to spend more. Managing your utilization can be one of the fastest ways to give your credit score a healthy boost. The third mistake you might be making is applying for too many credit cards at once. Now look, I get it. You open up your mailbox, check your email, and suddenly you're the most popular person in the world. Everyone wants to give you a shiny new credit card with the promise of sky-high limits, glamorous rewards, and cashback so good it sounds like you're robbing the bank. Legally, of course. But every time you apply for a credit card, the issuer may perform a hard pull on your credit report. And every hard pull dings your credit score just a little bit. Not to mention, every credit card comes with its own set of rules, different due dates, interest rates, fees, reward categories, and billing cycles. Multiply that by 4 or 5 new cards, and suddenly your financial life turns into a part-time job without the paycheck. A smarter strategy is to space out your credit applications. If you get a new card, sit with that one for at least 6 months, maybe even a year before applying for another. That way your score has time to stabilize and you don't end up looking like you're on a shopping spree funded by hopes and dreams. Getting a new credit card is great when it's part of a plan, but if you treat your credit card applications like Pokemon, gotta catch them all, you might catch a lower credit score instead. The fourth mistake is chasing credit card rewards without a clear plan. Look, I love rewards too. Cashback, travel points, free hotel stays, sign me up. But credit card companies know that, and they've spent millions perfecting offers that make you forget one tiny little thing. The best way to maximize your rewards is to spend the money you were already planning to spend. If you're spending money you would not have otherwise spent just to chase rewards, you're not actually getting ahead. Spending an extra $500 to earn $25 in cash back is not a win, it's actually a loss. Reward cards are amazing when they match your normal spending habits. Things like groceries, gas, insurance, and utility bills. When you align your normal spending with the reward structure of your card, you truly come out ahead. If you're constantly juggling multiple rewards cards and struggling to keep track, it might be time to simplify things. 1 or 2 good reward cards used strategically are usually more effective than 5 or 6 cards used chaotically. And finally, mistake number 5 is closing old credit card accounts without thinking through the consequences. Now, I know the urge. You find an old card, you haven't touched that card in 2 years, and you think out of sight, out of mind. But when you close that card, 2 bad things can happen. First, you lose part of your total available credit, which can make your utilization ratio spike overnight, even if you don't actually spend a penny more. Second, you may shorten your credit history, especially if that card was one of your oldest accounts. And lenders love seeing a nice long credit history almost as much as they love inventing new fees. Unless the old card has an annual fee that you really don't want to pay, it usually makes more sense to keep it open. One way to keep an unused card active is to put a small recurring charge on it, like a streaming subscription, and set up automatic payments. That way the account stays active, your history stays intact, and you barely have to think about it. Closing a credit card account might feel like you're tidying up, but in reality, it can do more harm than good. Always weigh the pros and cons before making that move. So there you have it, 5 credit card mistakes you might be making right now. If you recognize yourself in 1 or more of these mistakes, don't beat yourself up. Financial mistakes are a part of learning. The important thing is recognizing them and making adjustments going forward. Credit cards can be an incredible tool when used wisely. They can help you build your credit, earn valuable rewards, and even protect you against fraud. But if you're not careful, they can also be a major burden. So now that you know the traps to avoid, you're in a much better position to use your credit cards to your advantage. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and leave a comment telling me which mistake you're kicking to the curb starting today. Until next time, stay smart, stay savvy, and most importantly, pay your bills.